Hello! Hi, Rolf. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Hello. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 17 months. You're so amazing, Rolf. Thank you so much. You're the bestest being. How's it going? I hope you're doing well, Rolf. The makeup in one area is looking weird. There we go. It's a lot better. Yeah, thank you so much, Rolf, for the tier 1 sub. Ayo. You're the best. I hope you're doing well. Long time no see. How was the D&D last Monday? Which, by the way, since you weren't here, I decided not to do Hakuoki on the days you aren't here, because that would be weird if I continued onward without you, Rolf. So, on the day when you weren't here, we instead played Terraria. Terraria mods, specifically. Because I've already played through the entirety of OG Terraria. So, I ended up playing instead, not OG Terraria, but Terraria with various mods. So a lot of new content, which was really awesome. It was alright, but I'm not sure I want to continue with it. Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. That's totally fair, Rolf. It's always good to try things first, and if it doesn't work out, you know, continue on to something else until something does work out. So, no worries, Rolf. I'm sad to hear that it didn't work out as you hoped. But maybe it could also be that you're just not used to the new format or whatnot. But whatever you decide to do, Rolf, I'm with you all the way. But what exactly makes you hesitant, by the way? Oh, also, I just want to mention that apparently I'm on like Wikipedia pages now. Like, my work at Screen Rant makes it so that now I'm like appearing on certain Wikipedia pages, which is crazy. Because I found out that I was on the Wikipedia page as under like reception for Mad Father, the RPG Maker horror game. But then I also found out later after that, I didn't post about it in my server, but I found out that I'm also cited in several other Wikipedia articles. I found myself in list of creepypastas. Some of my stuff on that front was talked about in that article. Specifically the fact that I brought up like games like Maple County and whatnot from based on the Mandela catalog. Was put on that article, and it said at the bottom like from Anastasia, and I'm like, what? And then another one that I found was for the Wikipedia page for "It's dangerous to go alone." The iconic phrase from The Legend of Zelda. There's like a whole Wikipedia page apparently for it. And when I did research and discovered that like some of the chic pins in Breath of the Wild say that, they put it on the page, and I was like, oh boy. I kind of just want to run more D&D game rather than play more. Besides, this new one I run one campaign and play in 3 all bi-weekly. The new one has rotating DMs, so we all take turns, but because it's bi-weekly too, that means getting to run every 3 months, which is not often enough for me. That's fair. That's totally fair. That is completely understandable. But yeah, I mean, I understand why they would make it like that. So that people could, you know, do some other things on some Mondays and whatnot, and also sometimes run and sometimes not. But definitely, if you want to run more games, it doesn't seem like the proper setup. Yeah, it sucks that it's not working out for you, Rolf, but I believe you'll find a D&D group that is perfect for you. I believe in the dream. So, are you gonna continue with this one? Bi-weekly seems to be the standard for groups in this region, but I would prefer a weekly thing personally. Ah, I see. Makes sense. How do you find D&D groups, by the way? Also, apparently Adam is playing Rocket League. Oh, don't worry. As I said, I have 4 campaigns already that are all great. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Are you continuing with this then, Rolf? The bi-weekly thing? Or are you moving on to something else? Also, I stayed up super late last night. I literally played 7 hours straight of a game last night. I think I just decided I'm gonna drop it. Yeah, understandable. Understandable. And then start working on something to run myself. Heck yeah, I believe in you, Rolf. You can do it. Wait, does that mean that the bi-weekly change-up thing is done as well? Heck yeah. Time for more Hakuoki. Yeah, Mondays are free for some more Hakuoki. But yeah, I hope you find something, Rolf. I believe in you. And good luck with the stuff that you already have going on. And I bet anything you start will be great. Yeah, last night I literally played a game for 7 hours straight. So there's this GBA. So since like I don't remember what year, but it's a series that's been going on for a long while called Summon Night. Kind of like a JRPG visual novel dating sim-esque series that's been going on, I think, since 2000, I think. But for the longest time, the mainline entries in the series did not come over to the States or to, like, basically, or anywhere internationally. It was only in Japan. But some of the side games, for some weird reason, were released. And one of those side games was released for the GBA called Summon Night Swordcraft Story. Which basically in the game is that you're the child of like this legendary hero who was like a major swordcraft lord who saved the town and everything, but in doing so died. Like he sacrificed his life to save everyone, basically. And so 3 years later, now you are trying to become the next craft lord to follow in your like father's footsteps. And so you have to like participate in tournaments and stuff. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. To quote a strange baseball movie, if I build it, they will come. Yeah. I love that movie so much. I love that movie. It's such a good film. Yeah, it's so good. As I said, it's probably the only game that has an LGBTQ plus protagonist. It's the female protagonist, because the male protagonist can only date the female characters, but the female protagonist can go with both the female and the male character. So it's pretty great. As I told Barry last night, because she was like, whoa, you mean they actually had like a queer storyline in a GBA game? And I'm like, yeah, it's insane, though it's not like it's entirely intentional. No, in Swordcraft Story, if you play as the female protag, so Pratty, you can get with the female love interests as well as the male one. And the reason for this is not because they were trying to be progressive. I'm not going to give them that much credit. I'm not going to say that this was their plan all along. It's because the GBA is a small console. So because of that, like, you end up having like, the idea of having female protags was still a new concept around this time. Basically, the female protag is definitely an added-in aspect. The male protag is considered, like, the way that the game was kind of built around. And then the female protag is added in, and because of that, that's why we have what we have. Because, as I said, the idea of girls playing video games was still, like, not a mainstream idea at that time. But it was starting to become an idea, which is shown by the fact that you had Harvest Moon on the GBA had two separate games. You had the Harvest Moon for guys, and then the Harvest Moon for girls. So that way you had enough space to give a whole story for both without, having to overlap them. But of course, for Summon Night Swordcraft Story, they're not going to be able to make two whole games. They're not as well known as Harvest Moon. They're not as big of a series as Harvest Moon. So there's no way they're going to be able to make two whole games, just for one for male players, one for female players. So what they do is they have a male and female protag, but most of the stuff that the female protag has is exactly the same as the male protag. The dialogue, everything is mostly the same. There's some added lines in the female protag route that refers to her as a girl, makes references to the fact that she's a girl, but the majority of the lines is in story beats and everything is exactly the same as the guy route, because they wouldn't have had the time to make a whole, or not the time, they wouldn't have had the space in the GBA to make a whole separate, like, completely different route. And so because of that, you end up having, like, the girl being able to also get with the guys, because the guy is, what they've made first, and the girl was added on after. So it's less progressive. Like, it's not that they were trying to be progressive. It's more of a technological limitation more than anything else. But, even with that, it's still pretty amazing. Yeah. And that's why, as well, that they were able to get away with having that and still have an E10 rating. And have lines like the make pro tag talking about how the other women in the game are super attractive and that she kisses girls all the time and everything. It's great.
God, I wish that were me.
Heck yeah, Doodle. Hello. I love ya. How's it going?
I'm alright. How about you?
I'm doing great. I was just talking about how last night I played like 7 hours straight of Summon Night Swordcraft Story for the GBA, and it's been great. That game is so good. But
Not as good as you.
no, you, Doodle. No,
Get
you.
your own compliment.
I'll fight ya. But yeah, I don't know if you saw it when I was talking about the game here in the Velvet Room, but it's great because it's probably the only GBA game that has an actual canon LGBTQ plus protagonist.
Hell yeah.
Because if you play... Because a big thing about the Summon Night series is that it's not just an RPG series, but also a dating sim. That's been the case since the beginning, and it's the same with Swordcraft Story as well. Like, you can date the other characters. But it very much seems like the male character was made first, and the female character was made after. And because of that, unlike Harvest Moon, you can't have, 2 full games, one for the male characters and one for the female character. Because it's not as big of a series. Not as much money behind it, you know? But the GBA is pretty small. You know, not a lot of space in the GBA. And so, in order to have 2 routes, they just made the female route almost basically the same as the male route with just, a couple differences. And so because of that, you can still get with the girl love interest along with the one male love interest, whereas the guy can only get with the girl love interest.
Homophobia.
Yep. So I was just telling Rolf, it wasn't really like they were trying to be progressive with it. It was more of a technological limitation. But it does lead to some excellent lines, like the main female pro tag, Pratty, telling her guardian, Sugar, that she kisses girls all the time.
Hell yeah.
That's great. But yeah, there's 2 girls and 1 guy, and 2 girls for the guy. And it's Scenari, Razzie, and Veryl if you're a girl as well. But yeah, it's a great game though, because it's not like a typical JRPG where you have turn-based battles. It's more of a action JRPG where you have real-time combat. Like, you get into random encounters and then you just fight monsters on a plane by whacking at them. But it's great. I love it so much. I love you, Doodle.
I love you more.
I'll fight you. Oh my gosh. But now I'm tired because I stayed up late playing Summon Night. I'm getting through it though.
I feel ya. I'm so tired today. Tired all the time.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I don't get enough sleep anymore. I feel like every time I wake up, I'm just I wish I could sleep more. Which is insane, because sometimes I sleep for really long periods of time, and I'm still I feel like I could sleep more.
You gotta stop staying up all night, Anya.
You
gotta sleep more.
But I don't know, because I'll sleep for 10 plus hours, and I'll still feel tired. It's weird.
Oh no.
I'm like, I feel like there's something wrong with me, but oh well. I mean, it's probably more likely that it's because I drink too much coffee. I think that's probably why.
Well, I don't know much. I don't know enough about the effects of coffee to argue that point.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking that since coffee is an upper, probably once it runs through my system, I have like a crash, right? And
Maybe.
that's maybe why I always feel so tired when I first wake up, because I drank all that coffee and then I crash. And then I need to drink a bunch of coffee again to bring myself back up. Oof.
Big beef.
Big beef indeed. But yeah, Doodle. We'll be playing some more Hakuoki today.
Tell Rolf to get in here.
Rolf is gonna get in here soon. I don't even remember what we did last time. I don't remember what was happening.
If you don't remember, I have no fucking clue.
I'm trying to like think what happened last time. No worries, Rolf. Take your time.
Hurry up right now. You gotta.
Amazing. I'm really trying hard to remember what happened last time, and it's just not there. It's not there. I legit have no memory. It's just gone. I don't remember. Like, my brain, for some reason, keeps going back to the time before the last time. Like, I, for some reason, remember the time before the last time, but not the last time.
I love you so much.
I love you more.
I love you most.
I'll fight you.
Fight me then. I dare you.
Oh, also, Doodle, I was writing for one of my articles about Fear Effect, and the entire time I just kept thinking about when I was playing that game and you were here and we tried to get the bomb like solved, and we kept failing.
And blew up.
Yeah. Yeah, we blew up so many times, and then we finally got it, and then he just blew up anyway. He just died anyway.
Hey.
We did all of that for nothing. I also remember I found out that you can, for some reason, like, move backwards while crouching, and it looks so dumb.
It does. Did you ever finish that game?
No, I didn't. I know what
You
happens.
soft locked at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of did. Well, no, I got mostly soft locked, but through sheer determination, I got through that area, only to get to another area that I kept dying to over and over again.
Rest in pasta.
But yeah, the game is very not intuitive in terms of gameplay, but the funny aspects and the art style and the interesting story kind of make up for it. Kinda.
Dude, does it really? Does it really?
I mean, I still like it, but I don't know if I'll come back to it, because I got really annoyed because I did all of that work to get through that one section, only to get to another section that kept killing me. And I had all the stuff again, but it was just insane.
An awful little game.
Yeah. I just also remember how, because of how specific the game is about like what you do to progress, I remember I got like stuck on the first screen in the game. it's the game deceptively looks like it's a Resident Evil or something, but in reality it's more of like a point and click adventure game where you're like, will this thing work here? No. Will this thing work here? No. What do I click?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to click this very particular thing right there?
You have to click this exact pixel on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Fear Effect, more like King's Quest than a Resident Evil.
More like Masochism Reborn.
Yeah. Also, I also remember while the main girl Hana is like talking to the guy who's like attached to the bomb, it has like that one cutscene where the camera is just spinning in circles. And I was sitting there like, can we please stop spinning? I'm gonna throw up. What a game. You know, as much as games like that are terrible, I'm still glad that they exist because they make me laugh.
Yeah. They're good in a bad way.
Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, Hannah is a canon LGBTQ plus character as well. Because in one of the later games in the series, she has a girlfriend named Rain.
Hell yeah. I'm glad for her and her girlfriend in their terrible universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't like zombies just pop up at one point?
Yeah, they do. Because it's like, it's supposed to be a horror. Like, it's definitely based off of like stuff like Resident Evil. Like, it's trying to be a Resident Evil.
It tries very hard to be a horror game.
Yeah. But it's not really. It's I remember I was more annoyed with all those zombies than I was ever freaked out by any of them. But then again, as I said, most things don't actually scare me. Like, a jump scare might make me scream, but it's more out of like a reflex rather than actual fear, if that makes sense. Like, for example, when we were playing SCP the other day for the VN Night podcast stream,
Yeah.
there was a couple of times where I did end up screaming, but that's only because the thing like would run at my face and it was like a reflex. But otherwise, I'm just like, I have no fear. I'm just like walking through the game.
Yeah, you did scream like one time last night. When we were, not last night, the day before yesterday when we were playing SCP Containment Breach.
Yeah. It was when...
But that was it.
Yeah, it was when we were in the room sneaking around with the monster that sounds like a person.
Yeah, the big lizard boy.
Yeah, and Samaj's just like, oh, I have the thing trapped over here. Because we thought it was only one, but there was two.
It just took you by surprise.
Yeah, it like freaks...
No one SPC. You did it wrong. SPC.
But nah, that game doesn't scare me, but I will say the jump scare did startle me, because I was like, I wasn't expecting the monster to be over there.
Yeah, we all got spooked like twice. Once when we ran directly into Peanut,
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was good. That was so good. When we all were like, yeah, let's just run through the thing, and he was right there. We were like, oh, get back. That was hilarious.
Get out, quick, go back.
Like, I'm so sad that the game is so poorly made, because it is a hilarious, fun game. Like, I wish it wouldn't crash whenever we tried to play it.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh boy. But yeah, like I do get scared of things. Like, there are certain games that have like truly scared me, and certain videos that have truly scared me, but for the most part I can just like waltz through a horror game being kind of chill about it, because horror doesn't freak me out too much. Or
I'm just so easily spooked.
No worries, Doodle. I'll
if a game is supposed to be a horror game, then it will scare me.
That's understandable.
Just by virtue of it being a horror game.
Yeah. I mean, Angel is kind of the same way, where she gets freaked out during horror stuff as well. But I'll just be like, y'all can just tag along behind me and I'll go first into every area.
Like, if a game has an area that's kind of like spooky and dark, like, it doesn't even have to be a horror game in and of itself. It just has to have, like, if there's like an area in a game that's like kind of spooky, I'm like, I can't do this.
That's totally fair.
Like, I've watched people play Elden Ring so much, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to play Elden Ring. And then they'll go in a cave, and I'm like, I know I will never go into that cave.
That is totally understandable, Doodle. I would say, I've had times where I was scared in non-horror games, but that's usually because they would play on like a specific fear that I have, and I would be like, "Aw, snap!"
Yeah.
It's Rolf. Hello, Rolf. Welcome.
Hello.
Do you get scared at horror games, Rolf?
No, only startled.
Yeah, same. Well,
No, I know too much about making games to be scared.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's just horror in general doesn't usually get me unless it, because for me, I guess it's my English major background, but the entire time I look at horror, I see it in terms of like the writing and plot and like how horror is structured. So I'll be like, okay, so here's kind of the main villain, and here's the final girl or whatever, and here's the tropes that are used here and there, and here's how it's used, or here's how it's subverted. So I see it more as like, ooh, I'm interested in how this piece is gonna do something different, rather than like actually seeing it in fear, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so if you have some kind of like creator's perspective on horror, then it's a lot less scary.
Yeah. I mean, I find horror most of the time fascinating rather than scary, because I like how horror as a genre tends to subvert a lot of tropes and does some interesting things with like social norms and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, like, horror is one of my favorite genres of all time, but I don't do it necessarily for the adrenaline. I do it for, like, looking at all that and analyzing all of that and considering how it relates to society and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But there are some horror things that do get me. but it's a lot more rare than just, and it never is the type that just follows typical horror stuff.
Yeah, I'm not immune either, but it's a lot harder to scare me.
Yeah. Like, I've mentioned this multiple times before, but one of the scariest videos I ever watched was on Adult Swim. And it was titled "This House Has People in It." And it's basically like a found footage type thing where you look at like these people in a house and like some crazy stuff starts happening.
Okay.
And it's not like the typical like Paranormal Activity. It's not like that. Even though I guess it kind of has like a similar premise where you're like looking at camera footage of like stuff that goes on in a person's house. But it takes it to a different direction because it's not like ghosts or anything like that. It's basically like it starts off seemingly normal, but then you notice in one of the cameras that one of the house members is lying on the ground, just like on the floor. And you're like, why is this person just on the ground? And the other members are kind of
nice and cool.
Yeah. The other members in the house are kind of just like not freaking out about it at first. And they're like, oh my gosh, can she just like get up? Because she's like one of their children. And so they try and pull her off the ground, but it turns out she's stuck. And she starts sinking into the floor.
Oh.
And they're like trying to get her out of the floor, and they can't get her out of the floor. And meanwhile, like the camera keeps cutting around the house, and you can like see strange, like if you pause in certain parts of the video, you can like see strange people sitting like behind the trees in the backyard. Or at one point you can see like a person in a costume running around the house in certain scenes for like a split second. And there's like other like little details like that. And at one point they decide to go into the basement because that's where she would end up if she fell through. And you can like see bits of her face like peeking out through the floor because she's like falling through the floor. And there's also like a strange like pink creature in the basement that you can sometimes see in like certain shots. And basically the whole thing ends with her falling through the floor into the basement and crashing down. And then there's like a bunch of weird shots of like, because there was supposed to be a birthday party and for the young boy in their family, but all the people in the birthday party are now also lying on the ground. And like all this other crazy stuff, and then it ends, and that's it.
Okay.
And the entire time I was so disturbed because for me, like, it's that like surreal, like you don't understand what's going on type of horror that gets me more than just regular horror. Because as I said, a big thing for me is as long as I understand like the plot or like understand what the bad thing is, then it doesn't scare me. Like, oh, I know that that slasher is the serial killer, he's the bad guy, there that is, you know? Then it doesn't scare me because I know what it is. And if I know what it is, then I'm fine with it. But if it's something like super surreal where I don't really understand what's going on, then I'll be freaked out because there's no way for me to like rationalize or comprehend what's happening. And that scares me a lot more than just, oh, here's a serial killer.
So to scare you need to make horror that breaks the tropes and
yeah, like where you can't really
the structure.
Yeah, you can't really like fully comprehend. Like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind freaks me out a lot because of those like dream sequence scenes. Really scare me. That film really freaks me out. But anyways, I'm not gonna keep talking about that because then we could be here for ages. We got some Hakuoki to do.
Hell yeah.
As I said, I don't really remember what we were doing last time. So there's that. We'll find out. Oh, I didn't know this, but apparently if you double click on a thing on Steam, then it will launch a game.
Oh.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
Like, I just found out because I accidentally did it. And then it started launching. And I was like, oh, that's convenient.
Oh yeah, it works.
Okay. One of these things would have been capturing the game, but now I don't see it. So instead, I'm just gonna recapture the game.
Can you recapture me?
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, opening this. I also gotta open up the chat on my phone. I always forget that we won't be able to see the chat on my computer because
Oh yeah.
the game takes up the entire screen.
Big beef.
Big beef indeed. $36 saves. Well, this is helpful. This is helpful. Really lets us know where we were at.
Oh, didn't the I think the princess showed up at the house
Oh,
and like explained to
She did
everyone.
show up and say, come.
Yeah, come be my girlfriend.
And I think, I don't remember what we said.
We said, she
Oh,
said.
and then she outed us in front of everyone. That was very, very nice.
she was. Yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah, we're an oni," and we're like, "We've been spending this entire game trying not to let people know that," and y'all just.
That sucked.
Yeah.
You guys just outed me, like.
Yeah.
And then the Oni
homophobia.
showed up and tried to take us away, I think.
Yeah. That is the case.
I don't think they succeeded.
No, they didn't. Like, they tried to. Oh, yeah, and then we got some love with Hijikata. Remember? Because...
Because we tried to fight.
Yeah, we tried to fight. We immediately lost. And then Hijikata... Which is so, as I said, like, that's probably one of my gripes with this game. Like, most of it is really good. Like, I love the characters in it. I love how it's so, like, accurate to history despite having all the fantasy elements. Like, I love all that stuff, but I don't really like how they're always, in any game, it's like you have to have a character who's like completely weak and then the other one who's super strong, instead of being able to be like a give and take relationship where sometimes you're weak and sometimes you're strong, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
It's November 1867.
Yep. A gust of wind stripped some of the last stubborn leaves from the trees and sent them skittering across Kyoto Street. It was cold, and it bit into me through my clothes. I shivered. It's almost winter, isn't it?
Who
It's you.
I don't remember.
It's you.
Okay. I never know.
It's
They
tall
all-
I mean,
Yeah, the wind's gotten pretty cold lately.
I mean, he does have like a ponytail on at the moment, so maybe that could also,
I just genuinely did not recognize the man because of his ponytail.
It's great.
Still, we don't have it too bad during the day. I can't imagine how cold it gets for the night, guys.
He laughed as his breath turned like smoke. Ah. I love that laugh, Doodle. For a second, it didn't like register for me. I was like, "What was that laugh?" And then I was like, "Wait, he laughed, so it didn't laugh." My fingertips were icy cold, and I blew my breath on them.
Are your hands cold? Would you like me to hold them?
No!
Whoa.
I'm not that cold. I'll be fine.
Please, I've never held a woman's hand before.
Oh, I know someone walking towards us.
Hey guys, isn't today great?
He is the only one not affected by the cold.
Maybe you guys should cover up your titties if you're cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should cover up your titties if you're that cold.
What? You want to talk, man? Look at what you're wearing. Your tits are hanging out.
Their bickering might have
My
looked odd
tits are
to
made of steel.
Amazing. Their bickering might have looked odd to a passerby, but I knew it for a sign of deep friendship that it was.
What's up? Why are you grinning like that? It's weird.
Probably thinks your face is funny, Chimpachi. You really ought to do something about that thing.
No, it's just, I was just remembering when we met up like this before. Like that time we met Kaoru. It was with Okita and Heisuke then, though. More than 6 months had passed since Saito and Heisuke left to join the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Wait, so she's like, I was just remembering when the three of us met up for this thing. Oh, wait, no, but that was with Okita and Heisuke.
I think it's...
What is she done?
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe she means them two plus Saito and Heisuke. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Would be a very strange thing to say otherwise.
Isn't her father like a famous doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Why is she like this?
Well...
She got the dumb Oni genes from her mom.
I guess you can't be all brains. I mean, all I guess you can't have brains and brawn in one character.
Plus, I suspect he's probably adopted. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
He's our adoptive father.
Oh, you're spoiling the game for me.
Haruda and Shinpachi's faces turned grim as I trailed off. I shook my head, hoping vainly to cast off unpleasant thoughts. I just mean that there's been so much going on lately, it makes me nostalgic.
The Shinsegumi has changed. Hell, so has the rest of the world.
Yes.
there's flying cars now and shit.
Yeah. It would be funny if just like
Cell phone.
like they
NFTs.
Like a fucking car just goes whizzing by in the background.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, Doodle. Same brain. It would be hilarious. It's like, oh, things have changed. The car just goes flying by. It's like, what?
But man, who would have thought there would come a day when we'd promoted to a Anya.
Jiki-san.
Jiki-san.
It was right around the time when we moved our headquarters to Fudoto Village, right? I remember there were a handful of people who said they were going to leave, and it was a big debacle. There is a distinction, though, between those who were able to leave the Shinsengumi and then those who were forced to enter the Furry Corps. Furry Corps. I forgot that we changed it to furry. Kondo seemed to be thrilled about becoming promoted to Jiki-san, but how do you guys feel about this?
Not really a fan.
Yeah, I didn't do all this work just so I could be a retainer for the Shogun.
Kondo's promotion had changed the Shinsegumi's relationship with the daimyo, a powerful samurai who rules a fiefdom and commands vassals on his own. These lords directly served the shogun.
Finally, an info block that's actually useful.
Yeah!
Yeah, what the fuck is a Jiki-san?
Mm-hmm. Where before, we'd only been philosophically aligned with the shogun, now we answer directly to him. For some people...
I think Jiki-san is like it means you work directly under the Shogun, like they're bodyguards or something now.
Yeah, I think we did get a gallery term for it before. Let me see if it's in the encyclopedia, actually. So... FGHI... So it would be here. Or no, we didn't? Maybe?
It's one back, I think.
No, because it's
No,
J.
yeah.
It's J, so...
Never mind, I'm dumb.
No, it's fine. I guess it's not here.
Just not.
I guess we just have to know that that's what Jiki-san means. Yep. Guess that's just
Gotta
how it
use our
be.
intuition.
Yeah, you gotta use your reading analysis skills. It's like an SAT.
You gotta use your reading comprehension skills.
Yeah, gotta. It's like you're taking an SAT test, and we just gotta learn from context clues.
Hated that shit.
For some people, that was a serious problem. Rumors floated around us as we began to move to our new headquarters. So what's going to change for us going forward? I heard that a few months ago that the Imperial Prince had become the new Emperor. The Emperor's child, it points to the male.
Alright. That makes sense.
That could have been worded better, but okay. But basically, the Imperial Prince that they're referring to here is the one that was like super young when the Emperor died. He's still like a 10 years old or something right now. If I remember Japanese history correctly.
Yeah.
And he's basically like kind of a puppet, whereas everyone else, the adults, are like fighting amongst each other of who will actually truly rule the entirety of Japan, but that's a whole thing. I think there was a restoration of imperial rule last month, right? The political event in which the shogun Yoshinobu Tokugawa returned all sovereign powers to the Meiji Emperor. Supposedly, the Tokugawa shogunate returned power for the government to the emperor, right?
Yeah, supposedly, it was Ryoku Sakamoto's idea.
Oh, it's this dude! We haven't seen this man in like 200 years.
Didn't we hate this guy?
Yeah, we did hate this man.
Of course, we hate everyone.
No, that's not true. This guy was just weird. Ryoma Sakamoto, a ronin from Tosa who negotiated the alliance between Satsuma and Chosu for the purpose of overthrowing the Tokugawa shogunate. He played a crucial part in restoring imperial rule.
I heard that because of that, the Satsuma and Chosu are really pissed at him, because they are gonna use this opportunity to fight for power.
Well, he already had a target on his back from the shogunate supporters, So now he's basically hated by every Ronin in Japan.
But then, now there's just no just cause for the Satsuma and Chosu to start a war. So for now, I guess they're just gonna keep things like they are for now.
For now. That's right. The shogunate is gonna remain as it is, and the Tokugawa will still be the largest daimyo clan in Japan. Still, there's the chance of the Satsuma having something up their sleeves, but we have no way of knowing.
Well, as long as the shogunate doesn't call their bluff, nothing's gonna happen.
I see. As I looked around the city, it seemed like he had a point. Nothing much seemed to have changed. Inns were still bustling with travelers, tea shops were still smelling delicious. You could still smell the burning incense from the temples scattered throughout the town. Life continued just as it always had, regardless of what the shogun was or wasn't doing. The city might look the same as it always had, but time flowed on regardless, and a great wave was coming that would carry all of us away. I looked up at Nagakura, and something occurred to me that I hadn't thought of before. Before I realized what I was doing, I'd open my mouth. I didn't realize you were so smart, Nagakura. You know a lot about politics.
You don't look smart. Yeah. I didn't realize. Wait, just what did you think of me? I thought you put all your points into strength.
Look at his face!
Yeah, he's so upset. He's so upset.
What, you think just because I'm strong and handsome I can't be smart too?
Let's continue our rounds. It's winter, which means it'll get darker faster.
Only changing the subject!
You're trying to dodge the question. Try dodging my blade instead.
Try dodging this stick.
There was a man named Ryoma Sakamoto. He was a Ronin from the Tosa domain and had allied himself with the Satsuma and Chosu domains as well. For a time, the Kyoto Judiciary Commissioner, Mima Warigumi, and even the Shitsugumi were desperate to find him. A civilian police
I'll be back
force...
in just a second. I just need to bother my mom about dinner.
Okie doke, doodle, no worries. A civilian police force similar to the Shitsugumi that was instead composed of the sons of shogunate vassals. They were charged with guarding the Niju Castle area in Kyoto. After his orchestration of the restoration of imperial rule, however, orders were passed down to leave him alone. I only had a general idea of who he was and what he'd done, but even I had figured out that he was an important person, so when I heard Inoue mention him, I listened.
Man, it's so wild to me that there's actually, like, just photos of some of the Shinsengumi members. Because
Yep.
that's how recent it was.
Yep.
Like, look at how much of a baller Hijikata is.
Oh shoot, I'm ready to see this. Oh, snap! They actually did a pretty good job converting him to anime form. He has that strong jaw and everything.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody who would curse at every instance he could. Let's go.
And this is Kondo.
Oh, they even got Kondo pretty good too. Has the same similar face as well.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. But yeah, it wasn't that long ago at all. I mean, basically at the time, like it's easy to look at this and think, oh, this must be like so long ago because everyone is still using like swords and stuff. But people have to realize that everything, like it was just that Japan was kind of behind the times in terms of, and they were trying to hold on to the past basically for a long time. The Shinsengumi was kind of like the last grip on that historic Japan. And when that fell, everything got swept away into the modern Japan. based on like Western stuff. So it's important to know that, yeah, there's like photography already, there's guns, there's all sorts of like modern technology at this point. It's just hasn't bled through entirely yet because many people were trying to hold on to that past for as long as possible. This was kind of like the last part of that era.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for the rest, there's like another photo of like some of them, but it's like when they're really old.
Yeah. And you may, like, if you have that photo, I'm pretty sure they'll probably be wearing more, less historic clothing in that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because already things were changing at that point considerably.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Basically, this is... It's why they're so remembered, is because this is such a big turning point in Japan's history from the old era to the new era, was with the Shinsengumi. And this was kind of like that last spark of old Japan before it was completely swallowed up by the new modern Japan.
Yeah, this is Saito when he's like in his 60s or something.
Heck yeah. But yeah, it's why the idea of Hakuoki, like, it's about cherry blossoms, and the whole symbolism of cherry blossoms is like the idea of something that's beautiful that lasts for like a second and then dies.
Yeah.
But that beauty is still, you know, important because it was that beautiful because it was only there for a short period of time. So it's kind of about that sort of like we burned brightly and then died out sort of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot that every single time I'm like, this time we're gonna talk about the opening song to the anime, because the opening song is great, and I always forget about it every time. And then it's like, oh, we've already started the game, so I don't know if I want to show the opening. The opening to the anime is so good. It's one of my favorite.
I think you showed it before on stream.
Yeah. Oh, probably. Maybe I showed it like the first episode. In that case, it's fine. Anyways, Ryomo Sakamoto has been assassinated. You serious again? Do they know who did it?
Sakamoto had a lot of enemies.
Also, that guy was one of the love interests. He just died.
Wow.
He just died on screen. We met him that one time, and he's dead.
The game is like, well, if you're not gonna interact with this character, I guess we'll just kill him off.
This is insane. And we never even got him in the thing. He's just dead.
He's just fucking dead.
He's just freaking dead. The game's like, yeah, you're sucking that hard.
He had a lot of enemies, including me, which is why I killed him.
Yeah.
Could have been imperialists or loyalists. Hell, could have just been personal. Could have been me. In fact, it was me.
That would be hilarious.
In which case, my money is on Miura of Kishu.
It was one of the three main branches of the Tokugawa clan. It was also known as the Ki domain or the Wakayama domain.
You think maybe they're looking at us for it? Damn, if the bastard was gonna get killed anyway, I should have done him in. That's, not very funny coming from you. In fact, weren't we specifically told to leave him alone?
I never met Sakamoto. In fact, I barely... Yes, you did! You did meet him! You just don't know that you met him. You met him that one time we went to the cafe and he was all weird and then we never saw him again. But I felt somehow that his death would shake the country to its core. Can't believe he died off screen! We never got to! Oh my god.
I wonder if he still dies if you, like, do
No.
things with him. 'cause-
No. Well, I guess if he would be made into like a fury,
Ah, maybe.
is what I'm guessing.
Because he is also a historical figure, so...
Yeah, because the way they've done it in this game, because most of these characters die, and so the way they deal with that is by making them furies.
Ah, that works.
Yeah. As you all
Furies
know.
never die.
Heck yeah. There was a decision made far above us, and Kondo was ordered to leave Ryoma Sakamoto alone. Unfortunately, the rest of the country is unlikely to see it that way. A scabbard belonging to a member of the Shinsengumi was found at the scene of his death. What?
Bum, bum, bum.
There has been a request for an official inquiry. A scabbard. Is that really enough evidence? Yeah, like, my first thought would be like, why would one of them leave their scabbard behind? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's obvious someone just like threw the scabbard there. Like, aha, now they'll know.
And this is the man that we missed out on. The real life.
Yeah. If it isn't, I'm sure they'll just fabricate more. It's obviously a ruse. Who are they saying it belonged to anyway? Actually, they say it was yours, Haruda.
Nani?
What?
Really, Sano? Damn, wish you brought me with you.
I love Okita so much. I love him so much.
So casual. It's great.
Oh my gosh. The best.
Damn, you two got all the fun.
Knock it off, Okita. Besides, my scabbard's right here. Man, this is idiotic.
Points to you.
No! I can't believe they said that my wife was just thrown on the ground over there. Oh my gosh. Man, this is idiotic. If you're going to make shit up, do it better. I don't suspect you, and neither does anyone else here. Unfortunately, I doubt the rest of the nation will extend you the same courtesy. I imagine they're having trouble determining the real culprit. There was talk that Kyutaro Miura from the Kishu asked the Shinsengumi to kill Ryoma. A loyalist from the Kishu domain, he is not on good terms with Ryoma Sakamoto. Miura, that was the man Nagakura had mentioned. He had some sort of personal quarrel with Sakamoto, which made him a suspect.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who'd love to pin this one on the Shinsengumi. But unless someone did it and lied about it, there's no way it was us. Unless Sanam decided to go do a little work off the books.
The room fell silent. How is Sanan these days?
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome
literally,
back.
How is it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Welcome back, Doodle.
Hello.
You're immediately up.
Our reputation is grisly enough, but even I think his night rounds are bad these days.
So, Doodle, one of the guys who's supposed to be one of her love interests, freaking died off screen.
Rest in pieces, bro.
Now the Shinsengumi is being pinned for their murder, basically.
Yeah. It was true Sanan was acting stranger and stranger. Although I didn't want to believe it, I had to admit it wasn't that difficult to imagine him doing something like that. When I passed him on occasion in the hallways, his eyes were dry and thirsty, as if he was always hungry for blood.
We'll have to be careful then. Can't let people learn about the furries. About that, it seems there's a whole internet sensation about it now. The nation's laughing stock.
Oh, it's you again, Doodle.
Oh, hey, Kondo, Hijikata. Whoa. What is this nerd doing back?
Yeah, what the heck?
Saito, what the hell are you doing here? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like leave, and he's like, okay, and starts turning around and leaving.
There's no explanation ever. Yeah.
That would be hilarious. I thought I was dreaming for a second, but there was no doubt. The man who followed Kondo and Hijikata into the room was the man who left to join the Guardians of the Imperial Tube, Saito himself.
Oh, hello, Saito. It's been a while. What happened to the guard?
What are you talking about, Inoue? There's no way Hijikata would allow anyone from the guard here. We're prohibited from even talking to them.
Ugh, just shut up, alright. Starting today, Saito's back in the Shinsengumi.
He left the Guardians of the Imperial Tube to rejoin the Shinsengumi he was operating as a spy under. Wow,
Spoilers.
thank you for the spoilers again. Like, I knew this, but still.
Also, he died a day later.
Yeah, he died a day later. What?
And then became a furry. Yeah.
What? Hold on a second there, Hijikata. We're glad he's back, don't get me wrong, but... What happened with the guard and Ito?
You're mistaken, but understandably, I was never one of Ito's supporters. In fact... Oh wait, no, that's you. Doodle.
That's me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes over mid.
In fact, Saito joined Ito and his men as a spy. Under Toshi's direct orders. I don't fucking know what voice I'm doing at any point. I swear
It's
to God.
fine. It's fine. And with that, everything suddenly made sense. They say that to fool your enemy, you must first fool your allies, and Saito had been doing just that.
What? Come on, Saito. It's not fair for you to go off and have fun without letting me in on it. Man, you just about scared the pants off of me. Not cool, Kondo.
This was all top secret. I'm sorry, but I had to keep it from all of you.
It was a surprise.
When your friends lie to you, that's not cool.
He's like... I want it to be canon that Nagakura has like a Sonic voice. I wanted it to be that. Like in an official dub, he's just like, that's no good.
That's no good. You're too slow.
Yeah.
You're too slow.
One.
It was a surprise, to be sure, but I was glad we'd have Saito back with us again. I gave him a tentative smile, but he only sighed and shook his head. It's too early to feel relieved. I forgot that I was Saito for a second. The last 6 months in the guard have made it clear Ito and his followers are going to take action against the Shinsengumi. Oh, who would have thought?
I would have never guessed. I'm so surprised.
I know, right?
Oh, that's me. What sort of action?
Ito is going to expose the furry corps to discredit the shogunate. There's even talk that is working with Satsuma to that end.
If the existence and creation of the monstrous furries were to become public knowledge, public knowledge, oh my god, the shogunate's reputation would be irreparably damaged and the Shinsengumi would undoubtedly suffer as well. Even I could predict
damn
that.
Pink shamers will destroy our reputation.
I know. Dang see. There's more. Ito plans to assassinate the chief of the Shinsengumi. You mean Kondo? No!
He's standing right next to you. It's like the chief.
You mean me?
I would love it. I would love it if he said that.
It would be a pretty Kondo thing to say.
Yeah, it would be great.
With me?
Poor
But
Kondo.
I'm the chief, yeah.
Poor Kondo. He doesn't deserve this. Like, he's...
The lad he has so many problems already.
Yeah.
This does not spark joy.
Kondo's face was tense, but he kept silent. He glanced over at Hijikata.
The god is moving to destroy the Shinsengumi. You've already heard about Sakamoto, right? Well, that was just the first of a love interest that is on their kill list.
Yeah, some crap about me being the killer.
Right. Well, you have the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb to thank for that.
Time to beat these people up.
Yeah. They've been spreading the rumor that Kyoto Miura of Kishu hired the Shinsengumi and that Harada put a sword in him. Miura insisted that he didn't do it, but there may be dumbasses who believe that rumor and may attack us. So, Saito's going to be guarding Miura for now. If it looks like he just left and came back, it won't be too hard for Ito to put 2 and 2 together.
I understand. Until this matter is settled, it is better that I'm not seen here. Here, Hijikata paused for a moment. The room was entirely silent. Every one of us could sense that what came next would be very, very important.
Kashitaro Ito. It's not enough for you to expose the furry corpse. You have to try and kill Kondo too.
He spoke quietly, almost to himself, as if sharing a final moment with a former comrade. And he looked up, and when he spoke, his voice was like cold steel, the voice of the demon.
It's too bad it has to be this way, but we don't have a choice. Ito dies.
I love the sprites where, like,
Yes?
they just have bloodlust in their eyes. It's so good.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mom came in to say something to me.
No worries.
I suppose you're right. Can't be helped.
Kano nodded, and that was that. The Shinsengumi would kill Kashitaro Ito.
First, we'll invite Ito to Kondo's second home. I'll be there too. Once he's dead, we can use Ito's corpse to lure out the rest of the guard and kill them. Damn. Nagakura, Harada, I'm assigning you and your divisions to this. Take care of it. Hey, Ichikata, who do you want me to kill? No one.
Here, Bruno.
You're staying here in bed. You've still got that cough, don't you? You're sick. I'm not talking about your lungs. Saito will be here for a few days, so you'll have someone to play with. So you're telling me that you won't let me participate in the assassination of the person who was trying to kill Kondo? You're a real bastard, Ichikata.
It all seemed very calculated for murder. I hadn't realized I'd been sitting still, in shock, until I felt a gentle tap on my shoulder. Saito? This will be the end of the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. If we're going to return Heisuke to the fold, it must be now or never. He was right. If they meant to kill the guard, that included Heisuke. I couldn't keep sitting still, so I ran over to Hijikata. Hijikata?
What?
What are you going to do with Heisuke? He's part of the guard now.
Isn't it obvious? We'll save him, of course.
Naokura said as if it was obvious, but got cut off.
He's dead to me.
Yeah,
No.
basically.
He fights us, he dies.
What? My mind went blank. I couldn't contain my heart from how fast it beat. No, you can't mean that. My voice started to shake. You're lying, right? I mean, you've known Heisuke for a long time. He's your friend. Hijikata stood up as he wanted to push me away, and he left the common room. You're actually going to order them to kill Heisuke? So, just because he left the Shinsengumi, are you saying you no longer care if he dies or not?
Of course we care.
Ah.
I know that deep down Toshi wants to save him too.
We'll kill him gently.
There's no way he could live with giving the command to kill a comrade who was part of our family for years.
Kondo appeared to be gripping his fist so tightly that it almost looked like he was bleeding. That alone said it all. I realized in that moment how much Kondo was suffering, how much each one of them was suffering, each and Hijikata. I'm sorry for saying that.
No. No need to apologize as expected. It makes me happy, quite honestly. I'm glad people care for Heisuke.
Kondo let out a slow breath, then looked up at me and smiled. He turned to Nagakura and Haruda and spoke in a low voice.
I'm asking you this not as your chief, but as Asami Kondo. Let Heisuke live, and if you can, try and convince him to come back.
Got it.
Oh, excuse me. His life is in our hands, huh? That is a lot of responsibility.
What I should do? What could I do?
What I should do.
I was like, what?
I trust everything's clear.
Would you
If
want
you
me
have
to...
questions, now is the time.
Wait.
Please just speak the fuck up.
Kondo turned around and looked very
Intense
surprised.
look.
I haven't been given any orders. I would like to help.
This is a dirty job. This is nothing like the... I can't
Ikeda.
pronounce that one. Ikeda Inn or Hamaguri Rebellion. You really shouldn't be involved.
It was true. This wasn't a patrol or even a guarding mission. This was the assassination of a former comrade and an attack on men who'd split from the Shinsengumi.
Let's go.
You know what? I think I'll just stay home. Good night.
Yeah, let's just let the plot resolve without us. No, let's do things.
I'm just kidding. I still want to help.
Let's finally activate Oni mode and rip this guy in half.
We'll probably end up getting in the way somehow, but I still want to help.
Exactly.
Still, I wanted to do what I could. It might be my last chance to see Heisuke. Please, let me go. I won't get in the way.
Oh, that's a goddamn lie.
Yeah, we're gonna get in the way and it's gonna get Heisuke killed. So.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. As I said, each choice we make goes for different routes. And for some choices, it is the right choice to decide to not be a part of the main plot, because then you end up with the spending time with characters that don't do stuff with the main plot.
Yeah. Like Okita in this case.
Yeah.
But I want to do things.
Yeah.
This isn't like anything you've done before. You understand that, right? Oh, I've murdered people before.
Yeah.
We're literally killing someone who used to be one of us.
Yeah, never liked him.
Much as we don't want to, we might even have to kill Heisuke.
I know. It's not something to be taken lightly. I knew that the Shinsengumi had carried out these sorts of black operations before, and there was no way I could have stayed with them as long as I had and not known, but I could just let them shoulder all the responsibility. I was done looking away until the deed was done. No more. Perhaps it's presumptuous of me to say so, but I consider myself a member of the Shinsengumi, and because we're going through this, I want to help everybody.
Then you're determined to do this, I see.
His face had lost its usual warmth. It wasn't anger or cruelty that it showed now, but the gravity of a general addressing his men.
Tell me then, how do you intend to help?
I had already decided I would.
Let's kill Ito. No,
I think.
it's convincing Heisuke is probably the best
Yeah, it's probably the best option here.
Heisuke.
It's like the most that she could probably do.
As much as I would like her to like go Oni mode and rip Inoue in half, it's not.
Yeah, especially since I would love to kill that man.
Yeah. My God, he's broken in half.
Wait, did I save? No, wait.
That'll be awesome, but it's not gonna happen.
Here we go. Kyoto was a city of many streets. Some of them were quieter and isolated than others. Aburano Koji was one of these, and it was where Nagakura, Haruta, and I hid with the rest of the men assigned to this task.
They'll be showing up any minute.
We'd set out Ito's corpse as bait to draw the guard into a trap.
Oh, he's already dead.
They killed that man already?
Yeah! Well, because we weren't a part of that part of the plan, so he's already dead.
Yeah.
He died.
This would have been nice to have like one or two messages
Oopsies.
before that to describe. Yeah.
Nah, we weren't there for it, so it just happened off screen.
Or at least them showing up with the corpse or something. But,
I mean, they could at least say, "Oh, we successfully killed Ito, and now we're
Yeah.
hiding out."
My
it's a bit-
teeth.
bit,
Yeah, it's kind of just like, oh, he's in. Womp womp. My teeth bit into my lips so hard I had to stop before I drew blood. If Ito had been allowed to live, he would have been a danger to the Shinsegumi. I understood that, but this, it just seems... Nah, he could die. Who cares?
Yeah,
We don't care about this man.
I wanted to kill him the moment he showed up.
Yeah, same!
We saw that man in the beginning, and we were like, "I want this twink obliterated."
Yes! Yes!
Not in the fun way.
Is this something that could be forgiven?
You don't have to watch. Just look the other way.
No.
I want to see it.
Whatever I might think of what we were about to do, this was my only chance to save
Alright,
Heisuke.
traumatize yourself then. Fuck.
I want to watch him die.
We sat there for, I wasn't sure how long, until finally we heard the sound of the guard approaching.
Snake attack.
I love the "oh my god."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In Japanese, he's like, Masaka, is what he just said.
No. Yeah.
一体誰がこのような真似を
6 or 7 of them rushed forward to examine Ito's corpse. Among them, of course,
He dies first.
he hadn't noticed us yet, but the taciturn, downcast boy I saw on the street was nothing like the Heisuke I'd known. Haruta and Nagakura picked him out at the same moment I did. Silently, they both closed their eyes for a moment in silent prayer.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
That sounded especially like Sonic the Hedgehog right there.
Yeah, like the
Let's
completely
go.
inappropriate moment. Yeah.
Let's go.
go. Yeah. Gotta go fast. Gotta kill friends.
Gotta go fast.
I think that was you, Anya.
Oh yeah, it was. Shit, Sano, you're here too, Chizuru.
兄貴の死体を餌に待ち伏せか決死の集まりにふさわしい卑怯な真似をしてくれやがるぜ長倉原田兄貴を殺したのはお前らなんだろ
Nah, I had nothing to do with that, man. We just set him out there.
Yeah, we just saw him.
Oh, shit.
Heisuke was drowned out by the cry of Miki, who in turn was interrupted by the sudden report of a gunshot.
なんだ
The fuck?
近くに誰かいるのか
Is it the demon?
If he was hesitating, then it hadn't been the Guardians who fired. Was it the Shinsegumi?
Alright, who's the idiot out here who fired that gun? Totally ruined the moment.
Yeah,
Who's blasting?
we were having a moment here. It was supposed to be
You
dramatic.
had to go and pop a cap in this guy's ass while we were having a cool moment.
We were trying to have like a dramatic scene, and you just ruined it with a gunfire.
どこのバカとは釣れねえな。
Gosh.
Oh, it's these
I knew
two.
it.
Oh, these fucking twinks. God.
Shiranui and Amagiri?
What are you guys doing here?
なんでってな。仕事だよ、仕事。頭の悪いお前らと。
I want to give him a Valley Girl voice so bad.
Go for it.
Watching you idiots.
Oh, sorry.
Anya said no.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Wait, hold up. Hold up. If we're gonna give him the Valley Girl voice, hold up. Where is it?
Do you remember the name?
Where is he? Yes, I remember
Anya
his name.
needs the Valley Girl voice in her life.
Yeah, it's him, I think. Oh wait, no,
No, that's
is
the
it?
other one.
It's this one, because I think Amagiri is.
Oh, yeah. Shiranui.
Yeah, I think Shiranui is the blue one.
Okay.
Yeah, Amakiri is the red guy with this goatee.
Okay, there we go.
No,
Wait. How do I?
gotta go. Okay, yeah, there.
Oh, snap.
Titties.
Where did all these people come from?
I'm a little surprised to see you've got so many men. Looks like they're from Satsuma, right?
薩摩だと。
Who the fuck is Sabu?
I heard Miki dubiously mumble from a distant
不意打ちの
location.
ような真似をしたことは詫びましょう。だが、我々も一応は判明に従う責務がありましてね。
Orders from the Satsuma? For you, I'll buy that, but I thought your friend was with the Chosu Shiranui. God, I ran out of breath. Don't tell me you've gone and switched sides, Shiranui. Unfortunately for you, the Satsuma and Chosu are buddies right now.
That's so good.
Shouldn't you, be more worried about yourself, though?
Like,
Ah! As Shiranui spoke, the men behind him began to inch forward. I reached for my sword, but Haruta stopped me.
Keep your back to the wall and stay behind me.
I'm an Oni! Let me
No!
fight!
Fuck you! Eat shit!
he just wants to wall slam us.
Heck yeah, he wants to Kabadon us.
I'll kill anyone who gets close. This is my one chance to
Just
try and
my
impress
wife.
you.
Yeah.
From the rest of the Shitsugubi, I heard the sounds of hands tightening on hilts and swords being loosened in their scabbards. I swallowed.
どういうことか説明しろ。
Oh, he does Miki, right?
お前らが薩摩藩の手の者だっていうのに、どうして俺たちまで取り囲んでやがる。
Huh? Oh, right. You're with that guy. Ito, was it? Anyway, I hear we've got you, to thank you for, Sakamoto.
You mean the assassination of Ryoma Sakamoto? Then were the Satsuma and the guard allies?
Oh, a gun.
Yeah.
Top on
Only
that.
gun.
Happy? Good. You can die now.
He holds it like a gangster.
危ない おい、しっかりしろ
He's got blapped.
Miki went to the body of one of his men, but the man seemed to be dead already. He glared at Shiranui, seething with contempt.
随分な真似をしてくれるじゃないか裏切るつもりか薩摩藩
Just following your lead, boss. Didn't you betray your old allies too?
Shiranui, I love you. I love him.
I seem to recall something about how you, spread rumors that Sakamoto was assassinated by Harada from the Shinsegumi.
I knew it. So it was you guys spreading such dumb rumors, huh?
We don't really need you anymore. But we do need to make sure you keep your trap shut. Now, it seems like the best way to keep you quiet is to make sure you're dead.
I like how he's like, what?
Not the Both Shinsegumi and guard were only moments from attacking when Amagiri's voice echoed across the street.
この戦力差で戦うのはおすすめしませんね。時に新選組の方々、一つ提案があるのですが。
What?
そこにいる娘をこちらに預けるつもりはありませんか?
This lad doesn't give up, does he?
Nah.
No.
Cause Cosmo doesn't give up. I already said before that in the high school AU, future AU, where I guess they're like reincarnated to like high school students and whatnot. He is still hell-bent on getting her as his wife. And you'll be like far down somebody's route and he in the screen, like the status screen, he'll still be saying, so when are we getting married? It's like, dude, I'm so far into this other person's route, it's insane, and you're still asking that, dang.
そうしていただければ皆さん方のことは見逃しましょう。おい天霧、勝手なことを抜かすな。そいつとて新選組。
Amiguri stopped the Satsuma vassal just by glaring back at him with a furious gaze.
勘違いしてもらっては困ります。判明には可能な限り従うつもりですが、私にとってはそれが第一ではありません。しかし。
Gunshot resounded again.
This guy's just killing everyone.
I love that Shiryu is just going around just like blapping everybody.
Going around blasting, man.
The Satsuma vassal fell to the ground and he was no longer moving. Yeah, the iconic character right here. Let's go.
Just anyone who doesn't like just gets blapped.
Yeah, the best. Shiranui blew the smoke from his gun as it slowly rose from the barrel. Yeah, best character.
Anybody else?
Hold on, please.
No worries.
Oh no.
If you can, live through the first bullet, we might listen to what you have to say. How could he? To Shiranui, there were no enemies or allies. He was a beast that the Satsuma had only just learned they could not control.
Alright, I'm here. Sorry, my mom yelling up at me.
No worries. Not even a breath disturbed the silence of the Aburano Koji. The demons, the Satsuma, the guard, and the Shinsegumi all waited to see how I would respond.
Well, you heard the man, Sano. What do you want to do?
You really gotta ask? These guys are pretty pathetic. Even Heisuke's lame jokes are better than this.
Oh, I love when guys get all tough like that. I'm attracted to you.
Heck yeah.
Think you can beat all these men, though?
Oh, I can beat a lot of them.
At a motion from Shiranui, the Satsuma rushed forward, a solid wave of men and swords that tumbled over the Shinsegumi and guard alike.
Oh, this one's hard.
I don't care about the demons. I'm more worried about Heisuke.
Yeah, I mean, they can't be reasoned with anyway.
So we're going with that.
Think so, yeah.
I could see Heisuke hesitate. Who was his enemy, he must be wondering. Yeah!
Stab you in the back.
Regripped his swords, but... Heisuke! I called his name in desperation and ran up to him. I'd come here for one reason, and though our attack had hardly gone as planned, that hadn't changed.
Then he kills her. Yeah.
Yeah, he like stabs her. Chizuru? What are you doing here, you idiot? You're going to get yourself killed. He shoved me around behind him, his voice a mixture of surprise and anger. I'm sorry, but I had to tell you something. My run through the fighting had set my heart to pounding like an angry drum and my lungs burned. I took a deep breath. You have to come back to the Shinsegumi. Kondo, Hijikata, Inui, Shimada, and Yamazaki, they're all waiting for you to return. I miss you, Heisuke. I want you to come back, please. I can't go back, not now. Swords clashed and men screamed around us, but I ignored them. I did what I did because I thought Ito would be better for the country than, well, better. I thought by leaving, I wouldn't have anything to do with that serum anymore. And I wouldn't have to sacrifice my comrades anymore. What the hell am I supposed to do now? I faltered in response to the intense sword battle, but I questioned him. Do you still believe that? I don't know. There's no way for me to tell. But when he said that he would have Sakamoto killed and then make it look like Sano did it, it felt wrong, no matter how you spun it around, but Heisuke looked pained. He had a self-derisive smile mixed that looked remorseful. It hurt me to see him so conflicted. So, did I fail? No matter how harsh and difficult it was for me, I thought I was making the right decision by going down this path alone because it was for myself. Heisuke, lately I keep thinking about the time I spent with the Shinsegumi, the serums, the furries. All that stuff seemed a million miles away from me. It was so weird. It seems like I could only remember the stuff that made me happy. I think about you a lot too. I'm sure I'm not the only one either. That's so. The clattering of swords filled the air like rain.
Just reminiscing while people are killing each other.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it.
People are dying and they're like, yeah, let's talk about the past.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Free action.
Remember, there's like a side story where like the whole Shinsegumi runs around trying to catch a cat. And so as they're talking about this, I'm just imagining them thinking about that side story where they're running around trying to catch a cat. And they're like, yeah, remember that time like there was a cat running around and as people were getting like slaughtered.
People are getting stabbed in the background and they're talking about cats and shit.
I love it. I want to go back. I'd like to go, I would, but if I go back to the Shinsegumi, I don't know what I'm supposed to fight for anymore.
For your friends.
Fight for your friends.
Yeah.
The power of friendship.
Because for Heisuke, he's very much like, he wants to just do the right thing, and he's really conflicted about what that right thing is, basically. Because it's all become muddled over time with all the crazy stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Another member of the guard leapt at us from the side, his sword driving toward me. Ah! Just then. Yeah!
No.
Heisuke spun and drove the hilt of his sword into the man's stomach. The guard member lost consciousness and fell to the floor. Oh. Heisuke was in a state of shock that let his eyes fall to the man doubled over on the ground. He almost seemed to move subconsciously. It was as if he thought he was inhabiting another person's body, staring at his hands incredulously.
お前この土壇場で俺たちを裏切るつもりか
Like you did, buddy!
Yeah.
This is a long string of betrayals at this point, buddy. I don't think you should be that surprised.
Yeah, like, Miki, you're so hypocritical. You were planning to kill all of us, so shut your trap.
Exactly.
Heisuke's shoulders jolted in surprise. As he spoke, his voice was barely above a whisper. Oh, this music! This music!
It's gonna get real.
Hold on, I
Sorry.
can't hear the bomb.
This is so good. This is like the best track. I'm bopping to this track right now.
Hell yeah.
That's a banger right there.
I want to know what this track is. This is so good. I'm gonna look it up on YouTube after this. Sorry, Miki, but I'm a pretty sad excuse for a guardian. Ito is so smart. He has so many connections, and he always seems to be ahead of the times. I followed him because I thought what he said would be right, but... Heisuke slashed at his Satsuma warrior one after another as he protected me. But I've had enough of politics, and ideals, and all that crap!
I'm tired of
Toto!
thinking.
Yeah, Heisuke, you're the best! Let's go! This is
I
why...
fight for my friends now.
Heck yeah. This is why I love Heisuke. He's like one of the best. Like, I stated that he's one of my favorite of the love interests.
No more think. Head empty.
Loyalism.
No thought.
Heck yeah. Loyalism. Nationalism. None of that matters anymore. I don't care if I have to fight 100 men or 1,000 demons. He turned to look at me over his shoulder, and the grin on his face lit up like the sun. Here was the Heisuke I knew. It was the face of the Heisuke I knew so well.
Then he gets stabbed while he's grinning at you.
Yeah. No matter what, I'll be there for you, Chizuru!
Oh, damn.
Any bastard that thinks he can come after you will have to get through me first, because you're what I'm fighting for. And with
I
that,
do love that he just came up with that on the spot.
yeah, it's so good. And with that final triumphant yell, he brought up his sword up to face his next foe. And as we saw the petals, that meant we got some affection with Heisuke. But that the
One
battle
of you would have
began.
died if we hadn't gone
Hasn't
this
the
route.
battle been going on this entire time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to say the battle began there when it was going
More
on.
like continued.
Yeah. Countless Satsuma poured into the narrow street in an attempt to choke us with sheer numbers. Nagakura's sword flickered and left, utterly unconcerned with any odds.
All you've got is numbers, and I can't count. Anyone who wants to die, come at me.
Hey, I wish that he said that. I wish that he said that. It would be perfect.
God.
Blood spurts and screams came from everywhere.
お前らごときに殺されてたまるか
The battle
Where's
was
my baby girl?
the battle was so intense that I couldn't keep up with who was battling whom. There he is.
Oh, there he is. You should have just handed over that kid and begged for your life. Don't think I'm gonna let you die quickly.
I love him.
Just the fucking gunshots every time.
It's so good. Just hearing blah, blah.
It's just something about, like, I know it makes sense in the time era, but just seeing samurai fight and then one person just has a gun and is blasting
It's just
people.
so good.
Huh. Careful, Shiranui. There's a lot of people here. You shoot, you're more likely to hit one of your own men than me. it! I can't get a good shot. You're all useless, and more than that, you're in my way!
He kicked out furiously at a nearby Satsuma soldier who had the misfortune to stumble into Shiranui's line of fire. You know what?
Just blapping his own guys.
He's just kicking them, too.
Yeah.
Honestly...
Fuck you, you walked into my bullet.
Honestly, like, I want some of these some of these like voices to be the legitimate like voices. Like, I want
Yeah, this one is so
Valley
good.
Girl voice.
yeah, I want Shiranui to have a Valley Girl voice, and I want Nagakura to have a
The Sonic
voice.
voice.
It would be great. It would be perfect. This is just wow. I knew
Wow.
Nagakura
What a reaction.
and Heisuke were skilled swordsmen, but I'd never seen them fight the way they did that night. Several of the Shinsengumi soldiers made a wall around me, and I watched as the captains tossed foes aside like they were made of straw. Then from across the battlefield, I heard Amaguri's Basso Rumble.
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea what that means
Just,
either.
means his low voice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rolf. I forgot your name for a second. I'm sorry.
I might forgive you one day.
No.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're a little short on men, so you're just gonna have to fight me.
Was it good? Did he say that? Was that a pun? Was that because
Yeah.
he's short?
Yeah, I was about to say. What was that?
Even swords were enough to stop Amaguri's fists, and Heisuke, with his small frame, was driven back.
Yes.
The Satsuma pressed in, looking for an advantage.
What? The fuck was that?
Why did he yell chest?
He just realized that,
Titties right
Titties.
just realized Chizuru is a girl, I think. That's what happened there.
Maybe, I don't know.
He
Also,
forgot he never got top surgery.
dang, see. Also, hi, Owen. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi, Owen. I love you more than Anya does.
I'll fight ya. No, he's surrounded. Heisuke's plight distracted me
Oh
from
my
my own,
God,
which was
he's
a
gonna
mistake I
die.
regretted almost immediately. Ah! Before I realized what
All
was
these
happening,
men don't have faces.
two Satsuma soldiers burst through the
Literally
Shinsengumi
faces.
line, charging straight toward me.
Killed.
Yeah,
Because
watch
kill
out,
one of them
Chizuru!
No, once.
No one was close enough to intercept them, and I was nowhere near strong enough to fight off two
Why
men on my—
not?
Why not?
You're
You're an
demon.
Oni! You're an Oni! You're legit an Oni! You have super strength! You have super healing! Like, that was
Just
a thing!
stab
What
them,
the
dude.
frick? What
It
the
doesn't even
frick?
matter if they hit you back, you will heal anyway, just stab
Yeah,
them.
just stab them! What the frick? What is this game talking about? What is this game talking about? She literally has had sword training. She has
literally
superpowers.
faceless mooks.
There's faceless mooks. She could kill them so easily. What do they mean? Just because she's a girl that she
I
can't
know.
stab them?
Let's remake this game, but make Chizuru actually competent.
Oh my gosh. Like, here's the thing. There's, so, y'all know that I love Ace of Diamonds.
Yeah.
And y'all know that I ship Miyazawa. There's a person that's like one of my favorite fanfic writers of the ship. That person also is a fan of Hakuoki, to the point where they've
Okay.
also done like analysis videos and stuff on Hakuoki. And so that person did like a crossover where they had Sawamura as Chizuru and Miyuki
That's
as
hilarious.
Okita.
That's
But
good.
instead of like with this, where Chizuru doesn't know that she's an Oni, and also can never seem to fight anybody on her own, Sawamura can fight and knows that he's a demon from like the get-go, and it's so much better. It's so much better of a story. I'm like, heck yeah, you saved the day.
Be funny.
Looks
if
like
we
I
make
gotta
it-
hunt Anya for sport.
Oof. Ouch.
Look at that, 2%.
That's really low.
No, Doodle, I love you. No, Nightbot's a
apparently
liar. Nightbot is a
Eat my
liar.
toes, Anya.
No, they were closer now. No time to
Sign
dodge.
last night. Oh, 2% off. Oh, that's why I gave Anya 2, because now we can add them up.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Let's go. I heard the wet slice of 2 blades cutting into human flesh. It doesn't hurt? When I looked
Yeah,
up,
it's
the
not
soldiers
your
were dead. A sword pierced the chest of one straight through the chest, and the other had taken a wakizashi through the throat. Ah! I sped toward Heisuke across the street.
Excuse me.
Seems like I made it. He was smiling. His arm still extended from throwing his swords, and he grinned like he was happy to see me safe.
Threw both his swords.
Yep.
He's
What
gonna
about
fucking die now.
Heisuke!
Swear to God.
Why did you do that? He never even stopped to consider if my life was worth his own.
見上げた度胸です
Amigiri's fist moved horribly, painfully slow.
愚かだ
Without his swords, Heisuke had no way to block, and his throw had left him nowhere to dodge. You know, if I was Amigiri, I would give him a little leeway. Be like, okay, you can get your sword back. And the reason why is because he did just save Chizuru's life, which is the whole reason they came here.
Yeah.
If Chizuru died, what were they gonna say to Kazuma?
Or just pick up a sword from any of the, like, dozen corpses that are around you at any time.
Yeah! It's just like, I would give him leeway. I would be like, okay, that was kind of like, you saved the one person we were after.
Alright, that was pretty based, kid. Here, get a sword.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
that
would
was a
do.
good throw. I can't even be mad.
Yeah. No! Heisuke! God, no! My rag scream echoed across the battlefield.
Well, rip. It's all for nothing.
Oh,
that's you.
sorry.
Yeah.
Heisuke. Heisuke. I thought that was her screaming. I didn't even stop to read the names. I was like, yeah, that's probably her screaming for Heisuke.
I just...
Snake!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too! I was thinking snake! Snake!
Dun, 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 dun,
Snake!
dun, dun, dun.
Heisuke!
Damn it! Out of my way!
くそなんだこいつらの強さは大脚だ引け
They're running? First they get in my way and then they just give up? There's no helping it.
Harada's blade became a snarling, monstrous whirlwind of death, and before it, the Satsuma and their demon allies were pushed back until they finally withdrew.
この場は引くぞ今夜のことは決して忘れんお前たち新選組のやつら全員地獄に叩き落としてやるからな
I would say the same to you,
Okay.
buddy.
Yeah.
I'll bite your nose straight off.
Heck yeah. Mickey, I would love it if somebody said that right then. Like, one of them actually said that. Like, Haruda said that. It would be so funny. He would just stare at Jock like, what?
And then he did it.
They
Yeah.
should send me back to Japan.
Yeah, and you just say that. That would be incredible.
Messing people up.
That would be like such an iconic line. Like no one would forget that line. That would be one for the history books. That would become like an iconic Japanese phrase to say.
Got your nose.
Miki and the remaining Guardian soldiers all scrambled to their feet and ran, but all of that seemed so far away from me.
Oh, he looks pretty dead.
The street of Aburano Koji was painted with red. Everything before my eyes seemed to melt into together, coalescing into deep pools of blood. My hands were smeared with red. The words Heisuke coughed out were red.
Okay.
Looks like I screwed up.
Don't talk, damn it. Shit, this is bad. Its internal organs could be affected.
You think?
I think they might be affected.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they've
you
been
know,
turned
with
to
the
paste,
blood
yeah.
spilling out of his mouth, there might be a problem in there.
Yeah. Harda, his injury, let me see it. I ran over to
I think
Heisuke to
he's been
check up on
liquefied
him.
from the inside.
Yeah. I was praying to myself that it'd be fine. Even if it looked bad, it couldn't be serious, right? It's not as if a strike like that was going to be fatal to someone like Heisuke. I repeated these
It's got a
things.
delicious liquid center now.
Yeah. I repeat these things over and over in my mind. I mean...
Sound effects.
Damn it,
Damn it,
Heisuke!
Ace. Oh, that's you.
You can't die here. Let's go over there.
Is he really
So
going to die?
They
It's
bring him to a tea shop to die.
yeah, it's like, there now you can die.
Undignified to die out in the street.
No, you can't die, Heisuke. I just couldn't get myself to believe this, but when I saw it unfold in front of me, I realized I couldn't deny what was happening. I was shivering, but I reached out to wipe the blood desperately from his cheek. His eyes were rolling
You are
back
healed
into his
now.
head. Yeah, it's like, you are healed now.
Healing power of tears.
Yeah,
Oh, don't you know? Only tears, they heal people.
that would be awesome. But he looked up at me, shaken and cold. Sorry, I want to be there for you a little longer. Screwed that up pretty good, didn't I? No, Heisuke. I wasn't ever so important that you should have given your life to protect me, so please save your strength. I'm fine, don't worry about me.
Let's carry him to the compounds. We can't do anything for him here.
It's like the game gave you like progress with him and then killed him. That's such a ridiculous.
Yeah, they did give you progress with him, and then they're like, alright, he's dead now.
But I think they might be able to get him the serum. I don't know if he wants it though, because he didn't seem to like it very much.
Can you run, Chizuru?
Yes, of course.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
You're too slow.
You're too slow. We ran through the night, Nagakura and Haruta bearing Heisuke's bloody and beaten body back to the Shinsengumi. Every minute felt like an hour, and with every second my heart felt that much closer to tearing in half. Also, what happened to the demons? They were still there, right?
No, they
let us-
retreated with the rest of the guys.
No, they left with the rest of them.
Because
Okay.
Harada and Nagakura were so angry that they could beat even the demons.
I guess so.
Yeah, they did. It did say that they turned into tornadoes of death or something, which is a terrifying thing to picture, actually, in my mind.
It's a tornado of sorts.
The assassination...
Forget Sharknado.
Yeah.
Or potentially amusing if you picture it like Meta Knight from
Yeah,
Super Smash
Like-
Bros.
that attack, yeah. Just ripping people.
Yeah. The assassination of Ito and the destruction of the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb was later known as the Aburano Koji Incident. Both the Shinsengumi and the Guard were surprised by the sudden appearances of Satsuma troops and by the demons who accompanied them. Both parties had fallen for the Satsuma trap, and the battlefield was thrown into confusion. During the fight, Heisuke was mortally wounded and had no choice but to drink the water of life and become a furry or die. As the Battle of Aburano Koji was taking place, the headquarters of the Shinsengumi came under attack from Chikage Kazuma. The monstrous thing my father had made was slowly devouring the Shinsengumi. How long before the water of life swallowed them whole?
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum bum bum.
Womp womp.
December
I
1867.
remember.
Scarcely a month had passed since Aburano Koji. Saito and Heisuke had returned, but the Shinsengumi was hardly back to normal. A dark, tense atmosphere pervaded the
Oh,
compound.
I guess he chose to drink it.
Yeah, he did. He did. He drank it. Because remember, yes, he didn't like it, but then he decided that he would protect Chizuru. That's his new goal in life. So, of course, he would take it then. Because now...
it would have been nice to have like a little scene of that, I think.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
Many men had lost their lives in Kazuma's attacks. Even more had been injured during the attack at Aburano Koji. Among them was Heisuke. Several of the rank-and-file soldiers had seen him mortally wounded. He had looked as if he would not survive. For that reason, Heisuke was declared officially dead and made a member of the Fury Corps. Sayo hadn't been wounded, but many among the common soldiers began to call him a coward. To them, he had left the Shinsengumi to join Ito, that betrayed his new master when he sensed a change in fortunes. I saw no reason why he should tell them straight and say that he had never truly left the Shinsengumi, but he claimed he would rather stay silent than tarnish the honor of the commander and the chief who had ordered his actions. As such, it was decided that Sayo would leave the compound until tempers had been allowed to cool. He was sent to stay at Tenma in order to protect Kyotaro Miura, an official of the Kishu domain. Sayo guarded the Kyotaro Miura of the Kishu domain by using this inn as a hiding place.
Oh, baby!
I head towards the quarters of the Fury Corps. No worries. That was great. Most of the Furies had been killed during Kazuma's attack, which left their quarters largely empty. The Fury Corps were frightening enough, but the thought of them disappearing was even more so. After all, I knew some of the corps members well.
Did you need something?
Oh, Sanan.
As you can see, the furry corpse is hardly at its best. I can't imagine there's anything here for you.
His words were understandably tight and cold. I was hoping to talk to Heisuke. Is he around?
I see. You have interesting taste.
I'm sorry for disturbing you at a time like this.
Can't believe what he means by interesting taste is anybody who's not him.
Yeah, I think so, because he is one of the love interests. Sanan is one of the love interests.
Well, right now, Heisuke and myself are the only men here who can carry a conversation, and yet you choose him over me. Interesting.
Yeah.
Given the circumstances, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you... Oh, yeah, that's what he literally says!
Literally what he says!
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Very well, I'll go find him. You wait here. Getting a bit incel vibes here, Sanan. Yeah.
Thank you. Incel Sanan. What was that? Oh, nothing. He left me there for only a few moments before he returned with Heisuke, but those moments felt like an eternity. I felt as if the blood of the Furies who died that night hung in the air around me like a thick, wet cloud. So much blood was shed, even Heisuke's. Hey! I'm sorry to bother you. It's no big deal, so why are you here? I only come to see it, but now that I have, I didn't know what to say. He seemed to be feeling much the same. We stood there awkwardly for a while, like two strangers thrown into conversation for the first time. I just, wanted to see how you were feeling. Oh, well, all my wounds have healed. Oh, that's...
What? So awkward.
Yeah, I cut myself before I said
good.
good.
Big moment during the battle, now he's like,
No, now he's kind of like embarrassed by it. He's like, oh shoot. I got carried away.
He acted like he fucking declared his love at the end or something, not expecting to live. And now he's stuck with the consequences.
I mean, that's basically it. I think that's what happened. Heisuke's injury at Aburano Koji was not something he should have survived. I didn't need any medical knowledge to know that it was a mortal wound. The only reason he was speaking to me now was because the water of life had done its work. He was healed, yes, but he'd become a fury. Good hardly seemed like the right thing to say. What should I say to him?
that seems a bit sudden. Like we didn't move towards his route at all, and now suddenly saying like.
I wanted to know what happens if you say that, though.
True.
I mean, here's the thing.
So
I will say this.
Serious.
I'm gonna say this. We're going to have to redo all of this because I'm gonna let you all know right now we're not getting a good ending. We've messed up way too many times. So
well, then we'll get a bad ending.
We might as well just pick whatever we want to pick because we have gone so far off the rails that it doesn't matter at this point.
Free. We're free.
So we want to say I want to be with you?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
Can I stay here with you for a while?
Oh, she didn't mean it like that anyway.
No, not just here, and not just for a while. I want to stay with
Oh.
you as long as I can. I'll leave if I ever get in your way, can I? Ah! He blinked. I said bogus.
No.
I clearly caught him off guard. What should I do? I wonder if he thinks it weird of me to throw this at him like I did. I have to say something. What? What's so funny? Yep, there it is. Oh, sorry, no, it's not that. Well, what is it? I was just happy, that's all. I don't really know if I'm alive or dead anymore. But even if I haven't got that figured out yet, I do know for sure that I'm different. Hey, Skay. My injuries are all healed, and I can do all the stuff I used to, but my future seems a little bleak. I was kind of freaking out, all sorts of stuff just shaking around in my head, you know? After Heisuke said that, he looked at me in a bashful way. But talking to you really cheered me up. Really? Yeah, you're pretty amazing. Thanks. Oh, that's not really anything you should be thanking me for. Besides, you used to always cheer me up too. Yeah? Well, I think you've cheered me up a little more. He laughed again.
I think you could cheer me up a little more.
Oh my gosh. His face wasn't the face of a dead man, it was his. The Heisuke I remembered. Although I couldn't affirm the existence of furies in the water of life, I was really happy to see him smile. Then, can I stay with you? Yeah, of course. Good. Oh,
You know, us
I
furries are
expected him to,
very
like, slam
active
dunk
at
it.
night.
Oh, and not just for a
I
little
expected
while.
a hard turn down, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I don't get in the way, right? I don't think I could ever think of you as being in the way. So go ahead and stick around as long as you like. Really? Yeah, I think that'd probably cheer me up the most. Thanks. What a relief. Even if he's a fury, Heisuke is still the same Heisuke I knew. If I could help him even just a little bit, then I'd be happy.
Yeah, I think this even makes sense to take this path because you'll probably feel guilty about getting him killed, basically.
Yeah. And
Rolf, sometimes it's so hard to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, that's just a me thing, unfortunately.
Now,
I
Rolf,
love you, though.
Thank you.
I gotcha, Rolf.
Anya, I think you have a much better setup than I do at this moment.
Yeah, I
'Cause
do. That's the reason why.
I'm just on my phone. I don't even have headphones anymore.
Oh no, Doodle!
I mean, like, I have headphones, but the mic on them is honestly probably the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's understandable.
I didn't want to subject you guys to
No,
that.
it's fine. I wasn't saying that. Oh, I can understand it, Doodle. Like, that's not what I was saying at all. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying, like, I got you both, is what I mean.
Yeah.
No worries.
You can't understand. I can hear him just fine.
Hey, that's not what I was saying. That's not what I
Works
was
on my
saying.
machine.
That's not what I was saying. I have both of you turned up pretty high, so I can understand you both pretty well,
I
luckily.
had to turn down Anya so that I could turn my phone volume up in hope of being able to hear Rolf.
Oh no.
Understandable. The night of the battle at Aburano Koji was a turning point for the Shinsengumi. For the men who didn't know the details, it was simply a battle against their former comrades, the guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Those better informed knew the situation with the Satsuma and Chosu domains had changed, and Ryoma Sakamoto's hit was part of a big plan. Only the heads of the Shinsengumi knew the whole story, the activities of the demons and Heisuke's transformation into a fury. They also were the only ones who knew that Okita's illness had gotten worse. Such an important battle had stirred up the atmosphere in the compound, and for several days there were excited men everywhere, shouting and talking. Moments of silence were quite rare. It felt I would only be in the way if I was wandering around the ground, so I did my best to stay in my room by myself.
Why did you ask to stay with him if you're just gonna be in my room? Be in the room.
I don't know.
Yeah, good question.
Because none of, like, as I said, the way it works with these choices is that you have, like, this backbone of a plot that is there no matter which route you pick. And then you make certain choices that lead you into bits of route. is kind of how it works. And so because of that, like, these basic scenes happen regardless, and then you have like the choices that lead you into the pockets of scenes that happen for certain routes. So that's why if you make choices that lead to a route like later in the story, then it's not going to make much sense because you were supposed to see that stuff earlier.
Well, the game telling us we made the wrong choices.
Yeah.
Thank goodness you're here.
Here's Incel Sanan.
Yeah, Sanan walked into my room without saying anything.
If you'd gone out, I wouldn't have been able to look for you.
Sanan, but it's daytime. Are you sure you're all right?
Yes, I just had a revelation. You know, I thought that I didn't have a chance with you because I didn't think you would date a furry, but now that you were late,
Yeah.
just proven the opposite, so I think maybe I'll try again.
His eyes glared with something, and even though he was smiling, I could feel the fingers of dread begin to poke at the base of my spine. Why me? Wouldn't you want to tell Kondo or Hijikata instead?
Well, it has to be you. You will listen to my idea, yes?
So I don't remember the scene, so I'm just gonna state what I think this is about and see if we're right or wrong about it. But my thought, I'm wondering if he's gonna ask us to be like a guinea pig.
So you lay down there and take off your clothes, and then...
No!
No, but like what I mean is maybe since they now all know I'm a Oni and that the serum probably came from me, like partially. Maybe they'll want to like, yeah, like to experiment on me so that they can make a better serum. Maybe. We'll have to see though. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Although he asked in the form of a question, his choice of words made it seem far from letting me make a choice. Sanan started to talk without waiting for my answer. Yes, I knew it!
Yukimura, that princess, Sen, had claimed that you were a demon. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yukimura, that Princess Sen had claimed that you are of the demon clan, right?
Yeah, she outed me.
And as a demon, you are stronger, faster, more resilient than a human, and yet you fail to do anything of use.
Yeah.
Demonic superiority was displayed quite clearly by those demons who just attacked us, and yet you show no such thing.
Yeah, because in this game, women can't take care of themselves even if they're full-on demons. Insane.
Yeah, they might as well give Chizuru a diaper as well.
Yeah. Well, I understand that, but what was Sanan trying to get at? My heart started to pound.
The only thing she can do is clean.
Anticipating bad news.
A demon possesses immense power, usually. It follows that the blood which flows through demons' veins should be similarly powerful. And since you are wasting it immensely, perhaps you have no use for it. Perhaps it is even potent enough to completely counteract the madness of furries.
I didn't know how the water of life worked, but Sanan's explanation seemed logical, even if it was a bit manic. How can you know that for sure?
Since before I became a furry, I've been researching how the water of life works. I know more about it than anyone else here. I still have yet to discover the exact composition of the water of life. But I'm hypothesizing that the core ingredient is fresh blood, and I'm assuming not from a human. Perhaps there may be demons or demon-like entities roaming throughout foreign countries.
So,
oh yeah.
Sanan drew closer to me without making a sound.
In any event, I believe it's worth testing. Your very existence could save the furry corpse. No, the entire Shinsengumi.
Wait.
No, the entirety of Japan. No, the entire world.
No, the entire universe.
Universe, yeah.
Sanan's eyes had grown
No,
painfully
the
sharp.
entire multiverse!
Oh,
Yeah.
snap! Painfully sharp, but I almost thought I could hear the bear's edge of madness in his voice.
Now, bleed.
Calmly, he drew his sword from its scabbard. There was no madness or bloodlust to his movements, and that only made them all the more terrifying.
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not going to kill you or anything. You don't really need your arms now, do you? I just want a small sample of your blood, that's all.
I took a step back, too. Sanan and his sword came closer. He lifted it, and the steel blade shimmered in the light. Then, all of a sudden, just then...
Hey, Sanan, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing to my waifu?
Hijikata burst into the room. Then...
What is this, Sanan? Of all people, I'd expect you to know better than to draw your sword on someone in compounds. Have you lost your mind?
Hijikata!
Oh, Hijikata, excellent timing. Please give me a hand here. Her hand, to be specific. Yeah. You also need to convince her to cooperate with us.
With calm purpose, he stepped between Sanan and me.
Put your sword away. Oh, that
I think he's supposed to be saying it, yeah.
Yeah, put your sword away. Personal conflicts are forbidden. The rules of conduct. Oh, jeez. There's two voices next to each other, like they're too similar. Personal conflicts are forbidden. The rules of conduct apply to everyone, even the captains.
Sanan glared at Hijikata begrudgingly for several moments, but he soon turned away and sheathed his sword.
So, what happened? Did Yukimura do something? I'm searching for a way to treat the madness of the Furies, for the good of the Shinsengumi. And that means you have to cut her. I'm not going to kill her, I just need a little of her blood. We've lost so many of the Furies from the battle the other day. Many of our human soldiers have fallen as well. If we are to effectively utilize the Furies we have left, as well as the ones we are about to create, then we need to find a way to temper their madness. I know you're an intelligent man, Hijikata. Surely you understand. The code says we don't fight each other, for any reason. You haven't forgotten, have you? So no matter what reasons you give me, I cannot condone bloodshed amongst our members. However, Yukimura is not technically a member of the Shinsengumi. And also, it doesn't have to be a fight, does it? I mean, if you just convince her to give it up willingly, then it's not a fight.
Yeah, it's not a fight. Like, what?
He was also probably going to take it regardless of her consent.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And
But
also,
it's
he's not specifying, like, how much blood. Like, he's saying only a little bit, but what do you mean only a little bit? Like, are you going to chop off a whole arm? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, he's just going about this the wrong way, you know?
Yeah.
Why is he drawing his sword and stuff? Just ask, I'm thinking and convince her. Yeah.
Like they got needles back then, don't they? Like,
Yeah.
don't
what
you
the
have like a
heck?
syringe
Knife
or?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Maybe
straight
not.
up going for the sword. Like, what?
She's been here long enough. She might as well be.
They continue to stare for a while, neither willing to budge on the matter at hand. Sanan sighed.
As usual, you are too soft. I guess I have no choice. I'll kill you both. I'll leave for now. But keep in mind, if we do not discover a method of suppressing the side effects of the Water of Life, even Toto will begin to suffer from the bloodlust.
Only after I heard his footsteps fade away from down the hall did I begin to breathe again.
You okay?
Oh, yes, thank you for helping me.
Nothing to thank me for. I just ensured Sanan followed the code. In the past, he would have stood up to me. He wouldn't have stood up to me like that.
I looked down. It's true, Sanan had been acting strangely lately. He would have never drawn his sword as aggressively as he just did before you drank the serum. I'm sorry.
I'm being called for dinner. I'll be back, you
Okie-doke.
guys.
See you later,
Nice
Doodle. Have a good dinner. Love ya.
Love you too.
What's gotten over you? There's nothing for you to apologize for.
Well, the reason why Sanan was acting the way he did in the first place was because Kazuma destroyed the Fury Corpse. After I said this, Hijikata paused and reflected to himself before responding.
I think you've gotten things mixed up.
Huh?
They are allied with the Satsuma and the Chosu. In other words, they are our enemy. If an enemy attempts to attack us, it's a given that we're going to put our lives on the line to stop them.
Spoke with so much conviction, but it's none of your responsibilities to protect me.
So, what are you saying then? We should just offer you on a silver platter to them and beg for them to spare our lives? Just because they have powers and we don't? It's not the samurai way. For us, once we've decided on something, we will never compromise that decision. Okay, that caught me off guard.
I hope somebody clips that.
We're not bitches. Oh my god.
Someone needs to clip that.
It's like so serious and badass.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That's so good. I'll have to come back to this while I'm saving the VOD. I need to come back to this.
So unfortunate that the doodle left just before that.
Yeah, to get to see the "we're not bitches" line. Oh, I need to clip this. I need to clip this. I'll do it after the stream. Hijikata was so confident with what he was saying, and I felt there was no real contention to his claim. Even if he wouldn't say as much, I'm sure he knows that kicking me out of the Shitsugi would make their lives so much easier, but if they did that, it would be a violation of the values they pride themselves on upholding. I'm sorry if what I said was out of line.
I already told you, you don't have to apologize. Don't make me repeat myself.
Aw, look at his blushing face!
Blushing.
Aw. Hijikata said this timidly, muttering under his breath before looking down in my direction.
Next time something like this happens, be sure to tell me. Don't keep it to yourself. I mean, it was kinda in the process of happening still.
Yeah.
You can always tell Yamazaki or Shimada too.
Alright, understood. Hijikata nodded and turned to leave, but I realized I had one thing left to say.
Join my harem. What? Is there something else?
There were so many warriors who were injured as a result of the attack on the compound. Saito hadn't been present for long recently, and Kondo was occupied with his meetings with the Bakushin. Similarly, I had a feeling Hijikata was feeling the pressure of all of his duties lately. I wish that I could be helping him in some capacity, but I might get in their way.
What is it? I won't know if you stay quiet. I mean, so far we've been helping always.
Okie doke. I want to help. Is there anything I could help you guys with? It could be anything. Please, just let me help.
Help.
He followed his response with a sour expression that intimidated me.
Uh-oh.
Well, had he become upset by my question? Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything at all. No, if I back down now, nothing will change. Please, it could be anything small. The silence stretched out so long, I thought I was going to scream.
Well, I still have some laundry that needs doing. I suppose you would be more discreet than one of our boys.
Huh?
Brush and paper.
Huh?
Bring me a brush and some paper. You do have that in here, don't you? Bring me a toilet brush and toilet paper.
Yes, right away. I scrambled across the room, grabbed a brush and paper, and handed them to Hijikata. He took them silently, still scowling, and quickly began to draw. A map? What is that? He ignored me and continued drawing.
You know Saito's at Tenma guarding Miura, right?
Yes.
I want you to kill him.
Oh god.
I want you to take something to him. Will you do that?
What was that first part? Do you think I can?
Yes, one of our boys would stand out too much. Well, the best option I've got right now. Can I trust you with this?
Yes, of course, sir. I was thrilled to help, of course, but I was even more ecstatic to be given a task especially suited to me. However, that does put a lot of pressure on me.
Here, I drew you a map. Keep to this so you shouldn't get lost.
Right, thank you. The map was pretty straightforward, but I still barely knew my way around Kyoto. Without it, I likely would have gotten lost. Alright, I'm going. I turned to
I would
leave.
so love if the map looked like a children's drawing.
Yeah, that would be great. And only a concerted effort kept me from skipping toward the door.
Hold on, genius. Hard to deliver the message if you don't have one.
Sorry.
Here, have this map.
I got carried away.
God, I know it's been a while since you went out, but you're getting too excited. You're making me nervous, kid. Are you sure you can do this?
Yes, of course. I'll do a great job.
Here's the letter for Saito. Make sure you don't drop it or lose it somehow.
Yes, I'll be very careful. Is there anything you
Don't
want me to
eat it
tell
either.
him?
Everything I have to say is in that letter.
Understood. Then I'm off. This time I wasn't able to fully subdue the urge to skip. But even as I hurry, I have to be careful. Still, I have to wonder if it was really okay for him to trust me with all of this.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
So we're going to trust Hijikata?
Yeah. We just get annoyed if we ask for
Yeah.
confirmation again.
No, Hijikata trusts me to do this. I need to fulfill the task given to me. Keeping this in mind, I decided I was prepared for the mission and I left to deliver Saito's letter.
Saito, use a bitch.
First, I slipped the letter into my kimono and I double-checked to make sure it wouldn't fall out. Next, I carefully unfolded the map Hijikata had drawn out for me. Hijikata placed enough faith in me to get the job done, so I had to be sure I did things correctly. Okay, so I go this way on this street. According to this map, it looks like I have a long way to go. I better hurry, or it's going to be evening by the time I get there. Maybe I should run there. I wanted to ensure I take all the safety precautions, of course, but I was overwhelmed with a sense of duty to the point that I couldn't help but feel running would ensure I complete the task on time. I think this is the place. I checked the house number etched on the lantern that was posted in front of the building. I was sure I arrived at the correct location. I had been told earlier that Saito had taken a room under the name Yamaguchi. The alias used by Hajime Saito while guarding Miura during the Tenma Inn incident. Excuse me? I have business with a person who is staying here. After speaking with the clerk, Saito came out shortly after. I mean Yamaguchi, sorry to bother you.
This is also you.
Oh, they sent you, Yukimura? I forgot for a second. I always forget that I'm Saito for some reason. One of his eyebrows shifted up fractionally in response to my presence. Clearly, he seemed surprised. I'm sorry you got someone as inexperienced as me. No, you misunderstand. I was only surprised. I expected to receive new orders soon, but I didn't think you'd be the one to deliver them. Right, well, I asked if there was anything I could do to help, and he was kind enough to let me help like this today. Well, I could see his thinking. It's a good plan. Huh? It is? One of our regulars would have drawn undue attention to this location. New members might not be noticed, but how can we know where their true loyalties lie? You, on the other hand, can move unnoticed, and your loyalty is beyond question. The commander made an excellent choice. There is no one else better suited for this role. Oh! Saito's explanation made me realize how much Hijikata had thought his plan through. After I made the request to help him, he had considered all of this and gave me the order. Hijikata truly had a brilliant mind. The letter? Oh, of course! I pulled out the letter and handed it over. He tore it open and read it over quickly, then lit it on a nearby lantern and watched patiently until it was nothing more than ash. Saito?
Dear Saito, this letter doesn't really have a purpose, but this girl wouldn't kept bothering me for work. So
I would love it if that was the case.
love, Hijikata.
Yeah, I would love that if that's what it said. That would be amazing. Yamaguchi. Right, Yamaguchi. Are you sure it was okay to burn it? I've read it. I know what it says. Why should I leave it intact to be intercepted? Oh, of course. Thank you for delivering this letter. Good work. Oh, Oh, well, just doing my job. No need for thanks. I certainly haven't done anything very impressive because anyone could have done it, but it did feel nice to be thanked. I was useful to everyone. Now that the job was done, though, I wasn't quite sure what I should do next.
And talk for a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Minutes.
Saito had been ordered away from the Shitsugumi for the duration of his assignment. This was the first time I'd been able to see him in a while, and there was no way to know when he'd return. The fact that I didn't know when I might see him again made me reluctant to turn around and leave. Stop! Saying Saito! Yamaguchi! What is it? I'd like to stay and talk for a bit if that's okay with you. Talk?
Damn it.
To me? Yes? I don't think I'd have anything to talk about to entertain you, though. Oh, no need. Just a normal conversation is fine, or even just being by my side is enough. Saito stared at me for a while, but eventually, I suppose that's alright. Not here, though. Huh? I opened my mouth to ask, but he was already walking away. Quickly, I jogged to catch up. Yamaguchi, please wait!
Yeah, you keep saying my name, so we're not gonna stay here.
Yeah, I rushed to follow him. This should be far enough.
Here, I can kill you without anyone hearing.
He reached a small back street and he stopped. Looking back, I could still see Tenma, but there weren't many people about, and the street lights didn't reach us. Staying in such a narrow street forced us into somewhat closer quarters than normal. Why are we out here? My duty is to guard Miura, and we don't know when he might be attacked. Hijikata sent you because you won't be noticed, unfortunately. I don't have that same luxury. My face is well known, and if I'm spotted, our plan is ruined. That's true. Sorry, I didn't think of that. Don't worry about it. It's my job to think of these things. Your responsibilities lie elsewhere. Why else do you think I'm assigned to these sorts of missions? There is nothing for you to be ashamed of, and therefore, no need to apologize. Right. Saito is always so matter-of-fact. I heard that he was around the same age as Okita or Heisuke, but why is he so mature? It's so weird. You're so weird.
You're a weirdo.
Yukimura. Yes, what is it? How are things at home? Anything out of the ordinary? Well, everyone's been busy lately after all that happened. I guess things are pretty restless right now. I imagine so. And without our recent losses, our numbers were significantly reduced. Yeah. Our conversation stopped again. I blew into my hands since they were so cold to the point of pain. Are you cold? And why don't you start heading back soon? I'm fine. I want a little more time, but I don't get to go out like this so often. Oh, but if you want to go back to your room, then... No, don't mind me. Saito's curt words made me feel relieved.
Unless you want to go back to my room.
Oh, snap! There's no way he wasn't cold under this harsh weather, but I guess he's being considerate for me who never gets to go out often. Saito eventually spoke up again. How is Heisuke? I expected him to ask eventually. What man in his position wouldn't have been concerned for his friend? Well, as far as I can tell, he's still the same person he was before. I mean, he's a little different just because he can't be up and about during the day, but... I was about to say I don't know what would come of him, but I caught myself. I realized that it had a very eerie undertone to it, so I rushed to close my mouth shut. What is it? Oh, nothing. Our conversation stopped yet again. Saito looked up at the sky and stared at the light emanating from the moon. Saito, can I ask you something? What is it? If you got
Will you
injured...
join my harem?
Heck yeah. We start asking everybody that. Get a whole group, whole posse. If you got injured like Heisuke or Sanan, or if you had to help your friends, would you drink the water of life? Yes, if that was what duty demanded of me. He showed no hesitation. Indeed, he hadn't even taken a second to answer. That worried me, but... Did that answer surprise you? No. I had a feeling that's how Saito would have answered. When Ito had left, he followed Hijikata's orders and acted as a spy. When he returned, all the things the other warriors had said didn't faze him, and he just diligently followed orders. It's almost as if nothing ever phases him. Look. In one smooth movement, he drew his sword from its sheath. He's like, look, stabs.
Yeah. Pay attention. Stab.
Moonlight glinted off the blade, bright but cold. This sword can draw blood, great rivers of it. Even I can't remember the springs that fed them. His voice was quiet and hard. I have killed my enemies and my allies, too many to count. I've no doubt that I will die in battle. Such is karma. The course of my life would not change if I were to drink the water of life and become a fury. I live by the sword, and one day I will die by it, fury or no. That's all there is to it. There seemed to be no emotion attached to the thought of his own death. But the sword has also protected me. Saito silently listened. I know I don't have any right to say that killing people is bad, but you've used that sword against others to protect me. I share your karma. I'm alive because someone else is dead. Even so, I still want to live. I want my friends to live. I want you to live. Even if that means someone has to die. Does that make me a bad person? No. If what you desire is life, how can you be wrong? All too often, doubt is little more than a poison. Saito eventually put his sword away. You've been out here too long. This time you returned to the Shinsegumi and I returned to Miura. Oh, okay. Without warning, he turned, walked to an empty section of the road and stopped. Yamazaki, Shimada, you're there, right? Huh? The sun's gone down. If you stick to the shadows, you're going to put her at risk. Just escort her personally. In response to Saito, Yamazaki and Shimada popped out. I love the term popped out for this. Like, whoop!
I don't know who plays this guy. Or is Shimada?
I know, yeah, Shimada was played by
Shimada
Doodle,
was me, but
I think.
No, I played him, but I thought Yamazaki. I don't know.
Yamazaki, one of them was definitely Doodle, I'm pretty sure.
Alright, then it's Yamazaki. Oh yeah, that's true. She played Yamazaki. Understood.
Yamazaki? Shimada? Why are you two here? Orders from Hijikata, why else? Of course. How long have you known? Since you got here. I've done your job plenty of times, you know. I see. We've stayed too long, you better move. I called out to Saito one last time as he headed back toward the 10-mile inn. Saito? He stopped walking. I called out towards his back. Good luck! And please don't die! It was hardly something he would have cared to hear, but I meant every word of it. It may be his wish to die during his mission, but I wanted him to know. Eventually, he quietly turned to look my way. Be safe. For a moment, I thought I saw a smile cross his face. With Saito gone, he turned...
everyone now.
Yeah, and made our way back towards the Shinsegumi. I don't know how things are gonna turn out. I've never done a route like this. I've legit never done a route like this before, so I don't know what's gonna happen. The Shinsegumi, once solid, now wavered. What would happen to them? What would happen to the Fury Corps? Men were forced to watch as their friends became the undead monsters known as Furies. Was it any wonder that they found themselves conflicted or that tempers began to rise? Several days later, the order was given to begin the Imperial Restoration. The former movement followed by those who sought to back the Emperor and the government instead of the Shogun. The Emperor would be restored to power, and his court would once again rule the nation. The position of Shogun would be abolished, and the Kyoto's military judiciary commissioner positions would be eliminated. All that the Shinsegumi had fought for and believed in was falling to pieces.
Well,
Wah,
on that
wah.
note, I think I have to go to bed.
Our pets' heads are falling off is the achievement.
Whoa.
What does that mean?
The hell?
Also, we're on chapter 5. I think this is the last chapter.
Alright.
We're on the last chapter now, so whatever happens is gonna happen. Now,
Okay.
1867, dang see. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, Rolf. I love you very much.
Was fun.
Yeah, and I'm guessing we're doing this every Monday again, right?
Yep.
Heck yeah.
I just need to think of the words to say to the group.
Okie doke.
Then I'll be out. Yeah, but I'll do that.
Heck yeah.
Alright. See you later.
Yeah, see you later, Rolf. I love you. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.
See ya.
Oh boy. Okay. I keep double checking to make sure I've saved. Okay. Let's check the warrior record real quick. Let's see where we're at with everybody. 30% with Soji, 30% with Saito, budding with Teisuke, And that's it. That's it. That's all we got. We're definitely not getting a good ending. Whatever happens, it's not gonna be good. We'll have to see how things go. No matter what, we're probably gonna get a bad ending, and then we'll have to start over. What we'll probably do is just skip to the right moments, and we'll probably pick a route, and I'll just go by walkthrough. And we'll see what we do from there. And of course, continue on into the Adult Blossoms after that and see how that goes. Believing in the dream. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting what endings we get, because I'm used to the original game where this chapter was only the halfway point of the game rather than the end of the game. So it's gonna be interesting. But anyways, I think with that, we're probably gonna call it for today. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Oh my gosh. The entire time, I know probably a lot of you probably noticed, but the entire time my nose has been itching terribly. I don't know why. And so now I'm looking at the screen where I'm here and I'm like, wow, my nose is red. Allergy season, baby. But yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for joining today. It's a great time. I'm glad we're continuing onwards with Hakuoki. I'm pretty sure chapter 5 is the final chapter. And then whatever happens, happens. And then we'll probably have to go through it all again, picking a designated route, and then moving on to Adult Blossoms after this. Yee. But anyways, thank you guys all for joining. Next stream, of course, is next Saturday. I think Andromeda 6 will be out by then. So hopefully, actually, you know what? Let's double check about that. Let's see. When's Andromeda 6 coming out? Andromeda 6, looking it up on itch.io. Wanderlust Games. Let's see. Episode 6 release date. Episode 6 will be releasing on May 7th. May 7th, yeah, May 7th is Saturday. So, yeah, as long as it releases sometime in the morning, that'll be what we're playing. I'm excited for that, because I miss Andromeda 6, though, it's been a long time. All I can remember is that this one main guy got killed. But it'll be exciting. Oh my gosh, it'll be exciting is what I meant to say. I don't know why my mouth did that. That was weird. But yeah, so we'll probably be doing that next time. Bringing back Andromeda 6, which might take 1 or 2 streams. Then we'll probably do whatever after that. And then when Minecraft finally becomes cross-platform, for both Java and Bedrock users, then all of us will probably play Minecraft on VN Night on Saturdays, which will be awesome. But yeah, for now though, we're at the end of the stream. Let's see who we shall raid. Let's see who is live. /raid. Oh, Mew is live. Let's raid Mew. Let us raid Mew. Heck yeah. Yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye-bye.